lies and the truth, the pains and the gains, holding your leaders accountable for their actions and inactions on People's Parliament. Join millions of our people worldwide live tonight on BVI Channel 1 as we bring you People's Parliament, where we sit face to face with our leaders in different capacity, asking them probing questions for their actions and inactions. Time 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. tonight. Call our mobile or WhatsApp on 0810454533 or call our Skype BVI Channel 1 to ask your leaders questions and be the judge. If they fail to answer you on People's Parliament, they are not your leaders.
Good evening, my esteemed viewers all over the world. This is the BVI Channel 1. I welcome you on today's People's Parliament. It has been a while we had this program, and as usual, I have my brother here with me all the way from United States of America, brother Chinyere Ezobo. It's a pleasure having him right here again. Hello, Chinyere. You're welcome to People's Parliament again today.
Hello, good day, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. I greet everybody in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Like always, my name is Junior Ezo, the incongruent, the messenger of the message of the Kaka that is in the table of God. As always, this one promised to be a very wonderful edition, wonderful past edition today. I greet all the people in the name and in the love of our Lord Jesus Christ. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Chinyere, for that awesome intro there. We're talking about the boycott of Fulani cows. You see, we're intensifying this campaign for the survival of our nation. We're intensifying this campaign not because of any other thing, any strings attached, apart from the survival of our nation. A nation under threat, a nation under an immediate plan, direct plan, and assault to Islamize the people who are predominantly Christians. Today, we are going to be looking at the reasons why you must stop eating Fulani cows today. And while we are talking about ending or boycotting Fulani cows, what are the alternative measures we are taking to make available Efi Igbo, our Igbo native cows, and livestock? Growing up as a child, I understand that various families, in fact, almost all the families, 99% of every family in every village have what their animal livestock peg. And we are not taking calls now. Please, no calls is allowed for now. So, we have moved away from our normal norms in raising livestock. Meu, ma atolo, ma Efi Igbo, ma okuko. Our people have, jettisoned this, our norms, our cultural heritage from our ancestors, pursuit for Igwe, iron money, Ego Igbo, and the rest of them. So, with this current threat, direct threat to our very existence, we are now looking at how we can effectively survive this encroachment. Ruga is now the talk of the town. The president of Nigeria, the federal government of Nigeria is stopping at nothing to make sure that they bring Ruga settlement in all our villages. And that is why we have him right here, so that we can discuss these issues head on. Now, give us your overview, because I believe one time ago you have made mention of this Fulani encroachment. Give us your overview, Ezo.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. I very much understand your question. If you look at the way I'm dressed, I don't know whether I'm coming out clear.
You are coming out loud and clear. Proceed.
Okay. You look at the way I'm dressed, you know that times are different. Last time I came here, I told you we have come. I first told you that we have lost the game. And I invited the Lord Jesus Christ to come and take control. And I told you that we have come to the end of the Old Testament, that we are into the New Testament. And the key to the New Testament is the revelation that Jesus is God. When you look, I don't know whether the symbol of lion is coming out clear at the background.
Go on.
If you see the symbol, when you see the symbol of the lion I put there, I put it because our Lord Jesus Christ is the Lion of the tribe of Judah. As in an Igbo na onye Ruga have succeeded in waking up the Lord Jesus Christ. Waking up. And then there's an email when a lot of things would have happened before now. But the issue is that, like the Bible noted in Romans 1:25, we are dealing with a situation of the masses who change the truth of God, into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator. That is what has actually delayed where we are today. So now, going on right away to what you are saying. I want us, you talk about Ruga. I want us to dissect the situation as of today so that we stop giving honor to the creator and give honor to the creator. If not, we are going to be in a very big problem. There's no way you talk about Ruga and you don't talk about Jesus Christ, because let me tell you one aspect. Whether you like it or not, the Nigerian problem is a religious issue. I can't call it religious problem. It's about the issue of God, positive forces and negative forces, if I repeat it that way. We cannot remove God from it. It is very, very important. I told you last time that Nigeria is a draft game. When you come in a draft game, you play 2020 seeds on each side. The 2020 seeds are the seeds of the forces of darkness and the forces of light. But now, the gods have played out the whole seed. The whole seeds are finished. What is left there now is that the gods are taking the battle onto themselves. I told you, I'm representing the Lord Jesus Christ. Buhari or whoever is there is representing Satan. So any input they are going to make, they are taking into consideration the spiritual connotation of what is happening today, not only in Nigeria, because I told you before, Nigeria development in Nigeria is only a microcosm of what's going on all over the world. The issue of what is dividing Nigeria is the issue of what is dividing the world, and that is the central issue that will enter into the last Armageddon war and others. It is the central issue that dominates and dictates the politics of today. So that is what it is. Now, let us dissect the different situations. Ruga has been ongoing. I decided to keep telling for quite some time so that I can know what the people's view are and the measure they have to make Ruga. It has been ongoing. You understand me? And if I may glad told you that the Old Testament is repeating itself in the New Testament. You understand me? When you go to the book of, I have a Bible here, if you go to the book of, what is it? It says Electoral. Look at it. That is what we are seeing today. Go to Electoral 17. It says now the Philistines gathered together, their armies to battle, and we are gathered together at Shoko, which belonged to Judah, and pitched between Shoko and Azekah and Ephesadim. And Saul and the men of Israel were gathered together and pitched at the valley of Elam and set the battle in area against the Philistines. And the Philistines stood on the mountain on the one side, and Israel stood on the mountain on the other side, and there was a valley between them. And then went out a champion out of the camp of the Philistines named Goliath of Gath, whose height was 6 cubits and a span, and he had a helmet of brass upon his head, and he was armed with a coat of mail, and the weight of the coat was 5,000 shekels of brass. And he had greaves of brass upon his legs, and the target of brass between his shoulders, and the staff of his spear was like a weaver's beam, and his spear's head weighed 600 shekels of iron, and one bearing a shield went before him. And he stood and cried unto the armies of Israel and said unto them, why are you come out to set a battle in Advert? I'm not I, a Philistine, and you servants to Saul, choose you a man for you, and let them come down to me. If you be able to fight with me and to kill me, then we will be your servant. But if I prevail against him and kill him, then shall you be our servant and servant. And the Philistine said, I defy the armies of Israel this day. Give me a man that we may fight together. When Saul and all Israel heard those words of the Philistines, they were dismayed and greatly afraid. You see, that is the future, that is the scripture that is repeating itself in the life of the Biafrans today. There is one inescapable, I always give you immutable decision anytime I'm talking to you, so that you put them down. There is one immutable factor that the Igbos have not recognized. When you look at the scripture I read to you, that battle, it was the battle that matured the Israelites. And he asked, what shall be the man who defeated Syria? He said he's going to marry the king's daughter and the other. That was made David popular. And this is one of the most important stories we get in the Bible. Now, how does it relate to us? This battle was inevitable. God said it that the Israelites, no matter whatever, they that is the same way I told you that the Islamic forces, whether you call it Ruga, colony, or whatever, what you will start from is cattle. Cattle. This cattle issue is God set battle using the Biafran as the chance, the last chance that to break the force of Islamism in Nigeria. It's a what they cannot escape. I told you that Nigeria is fighting a war. Nigeria society, they must fight a war. But it is that people are sleeping because of their useless and stupid complacency. Other ethnic groups know that there is no people who are getting a practical country, like Nigeria. And it. They're not going to be war, so they are prepared for it. It's only our Morun people decided that they are going to, be stupid enough to allow the people to be rolled into any decision, restructuring and all sorts of stupid, useless situations. Others are preparing for you. When you go to IPOC, I try to ask them, what do you have to checkmate this? You say you are returning paper. Nobody is returning paper. Everybody they are restored. What do you have? What is your policy for checkmating Ruga? Number one. 2, removing the Fulani headman from Igbo land. Those are the two cardinal important things. When you do that, Biafra is already there. You don't have anything. And then when God is moving in his mind, the Lord Jesus Christ doing things, Creator will be taking advantage. Permutation. I told you before, there was a time I called up and I told them the realization of Biafra is 32% or 30% achieved. That was then. The women wing, they started to blast me and call me Moru, not sort of thing, that the job has been done, they have finished the job. Now we are in the job, go and get it. So what is the situation today? The situation as of today, going by man capability, the realization of Biafra as of today is 0. Completely 0. Plus 0. What is the chances of Fulani succeeding in their incursion with Ruga and overrunning Biafra? The chances is 99.5% as of today. The only thing that is holding, checkmating them, keeping them up to this standpoint today is because I stood in the gap for the people. And I say the Lord did not take control. And here I come and here I go. That is what we are today. So what are the different positions of countermeasures against Ruga by different Biafran organizations? I've heard about what is Hanese saying. We are still talking about the structure. And this is an important point that I will have to raise. There's a war from American Marine. They say wars are won from within. And the God to show that wars are won not from within, they are equally lost from within. If 10 permit today, We are going to examine the forces that have made it impossible for Biafra to move forward. And there are 4 strong forces that have hindered the march of the people to succeed. And if you want to march into the future, you must have to address it forward. If you don't address it forward, you are not going anywhere. But as soon as you address it forward, you have won the battle. Well, what are the 4 forces? The 4 forces are, we are going to retire 2 of these forces. We are going to retire 2 of these forces, deal with one, and use one to achieve our purpose. What are the 4 forces? The 4 forces remains 1, Igbo and their youth wing. Those are spirits. We are going to retire them permanently. That name, we are going to abolish the use of that name in Igbo land completely. We are going to abolish it forever and ever. And even in the new constitution of Biafra, that name will not be used again forever and ever. The second one is IPOP. IPOP is a stiff formula. It's a fixed, something that is fixed. It's a fixed formula that if we don't deal with IPOP, we are all going to perish. Well, I'm somebody who doesn't have a hyperphagia. I tell you the truth. People who say that if one to tell them a lot on you, there is already an alert on your massacre. If you want to tell the people, allow me to talk. If you don't want to allow me to talk, take your business. It's a fixed that we must deal with.
We are not interrupting you, but in our policy here, we don't try to condemn any particular group or individual, but attack the matter, the main thing. Go on with what you're saying. Go on with what I say, but we don't want to get our platform intertwined with any group agitation or whatever they are doing. But we are here to find solution to immediate problem, which you are profiling. So, like I said, we moderate. Right here, I'm just here to moderate whatever is coming on this platform because I'm responsible for that. Now, hit on to the point that you are saying. You are making a valid point. Go on.
I'm going straight to the Ruga you're talking about. I'm going straight to the Ruga. But since I've started pointing at it for 4 trillion horses, let me complete that too. I'll suspend issues of alcohol now. The third one are their traditional rulers. They are traditional rulers who have continued to betray the people. Why are they doing that? When I was younger in those days, several years ago, I can't even remember the number of days it takes. I used to be a fan of James Harley. There was a lot of novels that are memorable in my conscience. I take carry them along. There was one particular one that made an impact on me. I can't remember the title again. It's all about what is that? Or something like that. It said that fear is the key that unlocks the wallet and secrets of the rich. I have the power for fear. So these people have been telling their people because of the fear they have for the Fulani and others. We are going to the battle and let them fear the people. All the traditional rulers, because this is the last time they are in the life. I don't have the opportunity that exists more. And if you don't make that opportunity, which is right of it, which is within it, you are not doing that opportunity. That is what I'm telling you. It's major opportunity. All the hope we have. We need to get ourselves from that. This is very one left for you now, and you are all going to be not. This will not tell you. They are to do that. All
your line is terribly breaking. Your line is terribly breaking. Hang on. Network is really breaking your line. Can you hear me? Network is horribly breaking your line. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Network is horribly breaking your line. Let us get it right back so that we don't miss anything of what you're saying. Network is really affecting your lines. And our viewers out there, you have expressed your concern with respect to the audio output. Please, you bear with us. We are trying to improve on our audio gadgets. That is why we've been appealing for support, your financial support, and your moral support as well. Maybe your advice, expertise, and all that, so that we can improve what we're doing right here. We're operating from the most difficult angle to operate from. To run this kind of thing from the heart of darkness you call Nigeria is not really favorable, but we must continue. So you have to bear with me as we try to navigate through this network problem, and we'll proceed to our guest. I believe he's still there. Let's have you back again. Now, you mentioned the four, we called it four Trojan horses. Tell us your own opinion with respect to the point that it is the Southeasterners that fuel these Fulani herdsmen, that fund their activity through their patronage by eating Fulani cows. What is your opinion on that? And the campaign to end totally the boycott of Fulani cows.
Let me go straight. Let me go straight to your question. Just without mentioning words, let me go straight to your question. When I talk about Fulani herdsmen, I talk about Ruga. Now, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to understand God's mind. Let us have a disposition. I have confidence about the situation we have today. And when I mean disposition, I mean the disposition. And what is it? Let me read the Exodus 17 to you. It says, and Joshua is from and the age of the four. And the Lord said unto Moses, write this for the memorial in a book and cast it in the ears of God. For I will utterly put out members of my heaven. And them of Jehovah Nissi. Because the Lord God has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Go to the Lord Samuel.
Your line is still breaking. Your audio is still terribly breaking. Can you pause a little bit? Can you pause a little bit and recall us back again and reestablish a connection so that we will get what you're saying? Maybe it will have a better connection. Just end it and recall back again for a better connection. Let us test run your audio feed, because what you're saying is extremely very important. Just end it and recall back again. Let us quickly make sure that. Can you hear me? Can you hear what I'm saying? Can you hear what I'm saying? Can you end the call and recall back again so that we can establish a better connection and see if the audio is going to come out? Your audio is not coming out. It is cracking up. The network is eating hard on it. So please end the call and recall back again immediately so that we'll establish a better connection. Thank you. We are seriously facing a very horrible situation with respect to the network issue. We are having serious problem with network here, and everything is going down. Everything is going really down, and we are trying to make sure that we get it right. You bear with me, bear with us as we try to sort these things out. Yes, this is still BVI Channel 1, and we are having technical issues, network issues on this program, but we hope that we are going to get it right as he calls back again. This is People's Parliament, where we talk about issues that concerns us. Today we are talking about the Fulani Ruga settlement. It is really a very big problem. It is really hitting us so hard. I don't know if our people are getting this message, if our people understand that we are facing a direct threat for survival of our nation, Igbo nation, the Biafran people. So we are trying to make sure that we give our people the right orientation on why they should, as a matter of importance, boycott the Fulani cow. I think we are having a connection back. The network is still yet not established. Let's see if we have him back again. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you.
Okay, let me make sure that you are up and running on our, bring you up on the studio. For those of you who are joining us, this is People's Parliament, and we have Chinyere Zogu, all the way from United States of America, joining us on this program. We had issues with our network. We had issues with our systems, and we're trying to make sure that it is all out. You bear with me while we try to reestablish him on this connection we have here. I think you have to recall back again because your connection can be brought into the studio. Your connection is quite bad, it can be brought into the studio.
Can I call back again?
Yes, call back again. That is the problem we face here most time. If you're just joining us, we are still on our BVI program, People's Parliament, where we talk about issues that affects our lives and affects us directly as a people. You bear with me with the network issues we're facing. We hope that it's going to get better soon. Let's try and see if we establish a better connection this time. We're still trying to make sure we bring him. Hello, are you there?
I'm hearing you.
But we can't get you live. We can't bring you on here. Your connection is not that okay. We can't bring you on. We can't still find you here. Hello, are you there? Hello? I think we lost him. The network is playing pranks on us, but we are going to get it right. Yes, this is BVI Channel 1. We are talking about Ruga and the immediate danger of allowing Ruga in the southeast, Igbo land, in the Biafran territory. Oh yes, and that is what we are talking about. And we are here with my brother Chinyere Zogu. And while we are doing that, we're also battling with the feed. We're trying to make sure we clear up some heads and get the right stuff. We're still trying to bring it on. it's still not connecting, and we might. Hello. Hello. I think okay, we are about picking it up.
Is it okay?
I think we'll pick you up right now. Let's check. Let's confirm if you're okay. You've come right back again. Okay, let's bring you right back up again and proceed. All right, I think we are back again on after a turbulent time with network. All right, he's here again with us. We've talked about, sorry about that interruption. That is one of the hazards of operating from Nigeria. Network is still an issue. When a government over the years have not been able to stabilize power, that you have to use generating set to power up. Network is still a rocket science in Nigeria. So you bear with us on this program, and also to our esteemed viewers out there who are watching and patient enough to navigate through this turbulence with us. We appreciate you, and we also welcome you back again, Ezogo Chinyere from America, as we talk on Ruga. Now hit it on the reason why every Igbo man, every Biafran must boycott Fulani cow meat. That is one. And another point you have to hit out there is, do you understand that Southeasterners are the real consumers, the real patronizers of these Fulani cows, that even Fulani don't eat the cows they sell. And with all this contamination and all these things that we've seen them messing up with the cows, and later they will bring it down here for people to eat. What is your position on that, General? Hit it on directly.
Okay, I very much understand your question. What we discussed before, did it come out clearly?
Go on.
What I said earlier.
Go on. It is a live program. Go on.
Okay. Let me just tell you one thing. There's something I want to say. You see, for people to boycott cow meat and all that, for people to understand, they cannot understand unless we take a trip into antiquity. We're going to make a kind of, we are going to go on a revolution of antiquity, the spiritual realm, the physical, and then the present situation today, for people to understand what is going on. And through this, one of the most ancient mysteries of this world will be solved today. So this is not an ordinary program we are going to joke with. It's a program that connects the whole people of this world. You understand me? So what am I telling you? Earlier, before I told you that I have seen God and I have seen Satan, I told you that Jesus Christ is a yellow Igbo man. That is why I'm dressed the way I'm dressed. Because I said I'm representing him. And I told you this devil is a white man. It's an European. The devil is a white man. I told you. Nobody has contradicted what I said. And what we are going to do is to provide archaeological background to the Bible story. Because they want to tell you that issues of Jesus in never existed, that it is a lie. I've told you Pakati Peninsula is the Garden of Eden and all that. There are a lot of fantastic revelations that have been made. You don't take note of it. But they are listening, and that is why they always checkmating you anytime that your program comes up. Now, to go to the issue of Ruga and to take you on that journey of spiritual revelation and spiritual and physical revelation of Ruga. There are something I want to say. Buhari has done a lot for us. I'm telling you honestly. I am going to paraphrase the speech of the Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, when he made the speech in front of the nation. What did he say? He said to Ismail Haniyeh and the leader and operators of Hamas, and that the speech is said to Buhari and his military Allah group and Boko Haram and ISIS. We, the people of Israel, we, the people of Biafra, owe you a huge debt of gratitude. You have succeeded where we have failed. Because never before in the history of the modern state of Israel, Because never before in the history of the modern state of Biafra, because Biafra must stand, but no power on earth can stop. My existence is a sure banker that Biafra must come. No power. You are past that boundary. I alone, all the whole outer Fulani hate, I will kill all of them, but going to be one by one. That is my own. I'm a destructive angel. My own is to terminate in Nigeria. That's my own calling. But you have to take their check, because my own, when I die, my mission starts. I'll take them one by one, put them the rest of people that I don't bloody care anymore. So what am I saying? It is because never before in the history of the modern state of Israel, never before in the history of the modern state of Biafra, had the Jewish people, had the Biafran people, had the Hebrew people of Biafra been so united like one person with one heart. Everyone in Israel, everyone in Biafra from left to right, secular and religious, is united in the knowledge that there is no accommodating an enemy that is born to the genocide of our people. And now, as you continue to launch deadly missiles indiscriminately intended to maim and murder as many civilians as possible, while you take cowardly refuge behind your own civilians. In the case of Buhari, why you take cowardly refuge behind your military and the security forces in Nigeria? You continue to inspire us to hold strongly onto our unity. Whatever dispute we Jews, we Biafrans may have with each other, we now know that we have one common goal. We will defeat you. We are going to defeat you. Nigeria, we will defeat you. When I finish this, I'll give you a two-way formula, plan A and plan B. We are going to apply it simultaneously. In the plan B, we are going to swallow Nigeria up. So let me go to the issue of what I said. I'm taking you on the journey of the revolutionary spirit. I have to write it down so that I don't want to be formulating. I want to go straight to the point. But I want you to listen. If by the grace of God, this thing can be able to be concluded today, I will be very, very happy. You go. You understand me? All those things are anyway, let me just go. Now, Buhari brought Ruga, or whatever he called it. Ruga is cattle. If you want to understand the origin of Ruga, go back to the dream of Pharaoh by the river bank that Joseph interpreted. The 7-linked cow swallowing up the 7 fat cow. The 7-linked corn swallowing up the 7 fat corn. The 7-linked ear of corn. That is what they are running. This dream is spearheaded in the modern interpretation of this dream that made Joseph. It's what they are running. Spearheaded by the Sultan of Sokoto in spearheading the 7 southwestern states. They are the 7-linked cows that are leading the Jihad. Trying to swallow up the 7 Igbo speaking states or 5 Igbo speaking states for Delta and Delta states. And they have almost succeeded in doing what they are doing. I will show you how our people have been locked in. They have been locked in. It's just like one time I had one spiritual rat, I was continuing up and down until the day that rat entered in an enclosure with that lady. That was the day I killed that rat because there was no issue. So we are locked up today. As we are locked up, they are taking us one by one. 53 countries. Taking us one by one. In the next 2 or 3 months, we are all finished. This one they are talking, we are all finished. And what is that happening? Before I go, look at the various positions of Igbo Cow. What are the countermeasures they have? Up to today, where are they? And they are talking of restructuring. 8 of them are talking of they are looking at 2023 election, where we are an Igbo man will become president and all that. Even beyond that, they are looking at P2B and Atiku winning at the tribunal. And where is IPOP? IPOP their own, they say they have no plan. They have no plan at all to take legislation. But then when Biafra comes, they claim all the glory. Now, look at one part that they don't know. Let me tell you where you are. What is that they have ordered for immediate slaughter? What do they want to do? They want to use the tribunal to nullify the arrest, to nullify Buhari tenure and give it to Atiku after they have slaughtered it. When they remove Buhari, bring it to Obi and told them that they are winning. I told you I don't Buhari as president of this election. Go and look at it. INEC said they did not conduct election with server. Their own electoral agents are saying that the election was conducted with server and the card readers and others. So you can see, even your president has refused for his own personal biodata to be released. You have a president who don't want the people to know his biodata. So that puts paid to everything that they are telling you. And then look at the article you're talking about. Article himself is a jihadist. So it's important that I clear this so that our people will stop rolling. Before article came to power, look at it. Let me read one article for you. Say 2019. Article praised at the tomb of Mandam Fudu in Sokoto, December 4, 2018. Let me just read a little bit of this info. It said the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, allowed Atiku Abubakar on Monday, the Sokoto Caliphate, of Mandam Fudu. The former was of PDP national campaign for the 2019 general election in Sokoto State, which attracted jubilant supporters down from the 7 states of the Northwest Zone: Sokoto, Katsina, Kebbi, Zamfara, Kano, Jigawa, and Kaduna State at Shehu Kangiwa Square, Sokoto. These are the head points of the Jihad. It says, a statement issued by Ike Abonu, the media advisor to the PDP national chairman, which is going to report that the prayer by Atiku was symbolic as the tomb is hardly accessible even to incumbent president. The tomb is not accessible to anywhere, but he forced himself to go and pray in there. The high point of the rally was the presentation of the party flag to Atiku. I don't need to continue with this story. Then what is it? You can imagine why it is so important for Atiku to go something that is inaccessible, force himself to go to that place. 7 of the Northwest. Look at it. It's symbolic. When somebody wants to go and conduct an election at a president or chancellor of Germany, then you go to the grave of Hitler to go and pray. What does that tell you? So people should stop drifting. When the Anambra election was conducted here, when IPOB ordered the people to boycott, PDP won that election. But it was there that they told PDP that it's going to be the vice president of America, vice president of the zoo. That was why PDP never allowed any of them to go to court. That was actually what happened. PDP is a white witch. It's a white witch. And one of the serious problems that are confronting people today that they have is that thing they buried in Oba. If they don't assume that thing that is the spirit of the unity in Igbo land, the Igbos are going to get into further much more problems. So now, to take you on the spiritual realm, Buhari brought Ruga. He said he suspended it. They gave an ultimatum within 30 days. You saw it? The same ultimatum, they gave the Igbo 30 days to leave or not. There was nothing Buhari did. Now you have what the governor, is it Tamfara or what, said. He said that Ruga is a right, not a privilege. He said it's a right. And Buhari said he only suspended it, that he's going to implement it. Now let me show you one thing. I'll start with this quote. He said, we, the Outer Fulani, are choosing especially by God to rule. No apologies to the Yorubas, no apologies to the Igbos. And thank goodness, the minorities are not in doubt about this matter. All the same, no apologies to them either. The Yoruba are not set up for leadership. They are followers. Even in the single act of following, it takes a sense of God into line. Leadership to us is intrinsic. Now the Igbo, these people are no less bereft of the simple qualities of leadership. They too are born followers. In fact, more so than the Yoruba. This is a quote by Muhammad Adamu in the Concord magazine of April 1997. Now, origin of the Fulani. I still have to come back to it because it's very, very important. I want you to listen. Origin of the Fulani. I'm taking you on a spiritual dimension that is a big way. If only people can have the endurance to endure a little while, you start to understand my point that I'm going to make. Origin of the Fulani. It's a Fulani empire, historical empire, Africa, written by the editor of Encyclopedia Britannica. It's a Fulani empire, Muslim theocracy of the Western Sudan that flourished in the 19th century. The Fulani, a people of obscure origin, meaning a people of unknown origin, expanded eastward from Futa Toro in Lower Senegal in the 14th century. By the 16th century, they had established themselves at Machina, upstream from the Niger Bed. And we are proceeding eastward into the outer land. Some settled in the 19th century at Adamawa in the northern Cameroon. Many of the Fulani continued to pursue a pastoral life. Some, however, particularly in outer land, gave up their nomadic pursuit, settled into existing urban communities, and were converted to Islam. In the 1970s, the Fulani divine Osman Danfodio, 1754 to 1817, who lived in the northern Hausa state of Gobi, North Sokoto, quarreled with East rulers, accusing the outer kings of being little more than pagan. He encouraged the outer people to revolt, joined both by outer commoners and by Fulani pastoralists alike. The Jihad or Holy War swept through outer land and repulsed only by the Eastern Empire of Kanem-Borno, engulfed Adamawa, Nupe, and Yoruba land to the south. After the invasion by the Fulani on the northern provinces of the Uyo, the Emirate of Ilorin to the northeast became the base from which Islam was to spread among the Yoruba. Osman, who was more a scholar than a statesman, ceded the practical direction of the eastern part of the empire to his son, Muhammad Bello, who settled in Sokoto, and the western with its capital, Agwandu, to his brother, Abdullah. All three continued the denunciation of Bonu. The empire reached its zenith under Muhammad Bello, who, like Ottoman, administered it according to the principles of modern law. The delay of the system was to aid the establishment in the 19th century of British rule over what was known as Northern Nigeria. Now, I told you that origin of Fulani is synonymous with origin of Islam as a religion. The intrinsic leadership right of the Fulani over Nigeria, I want to show you how it began. Nigeria's eternal problem is not leadership, but spiritual. It's really important we understand through this speech the very historical origin of this multi-generational blood enmity between the core outsiders to Fulani against the core Christians of Nigeria, especially against the people of the former Eastern region, almost exclusively Christians or the Biafra. Also, the ancient origin of the perennial and mutual combat between farmers and the Fulani herdsmen. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between that chief and her chief. Each shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his hair. That is Genesis 3:15. How the journey began. We are going on a revolutionary journey that will take a bit away. And you will discover the missing link of the renowned biologist, Darwin, Charles Darwin. I'm going to decode it today. That is one of the greatest mysteries that have existed in this world. This is not the first time I did it. I'm going to give you a brief version of this because I first read this message. It was on December 24th, December at the eve of the Christmas. And I gave it to even Apple and all of them to circulate so that they are going to stop eating cow meat. But you know, they don't do other things except what they feel they want to do. They don't want to share them that know how to bring Biafra. So they didn't take it. They didn't do anything about it. And now they are talking about cow meat. Now, let me show you. Now, get your Bible. I'm going to treat this matter from what God says. From what God says. Now, I'm going to take you on this revolution of the Bible. Now, the fall of man. Genesis 3, 1 to 7. I want everybody to listen. Now, the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, has God said, You shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the garden and of the fruit of the tree, which is in the midst of the garden. God hath said, You shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. And the serpent said unto the woman, You shall not surely die, for God doeth know that in the day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be as God, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did it, and gave also unto her husband the child, and he did it, and the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together, and made themselves apple. That is Genesis 3:1-7. Now go back to verse 13. And the Lord God said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did it. And the Lord said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art caught above. I want you to note, not the origin of Nigerian problem. Thou art caught above all cattle. The Bible did not tell you serpent. Thou art caught above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly, not shall thou go. Upon thy belly shall thou go, and thus shall thou eat all the days of your life. And I want you to note again, I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed, and it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his head. This is Genesis 3:13-15. Origin of the generational mutual combat. That is why cow everywhere you think cow, even in the Nigerian passport now is cow. This is the origin. I'm showing you something. Decoding. Obvious from the opening quoted verses and all through the whole quoted verses that the serpent involved in this scenario has the power of speech. That serpent can talk. It can talk. It spoke to the woman Eve, whom the Bible describes as the mother of all living. We all know how old the Bible is, as it is not written in our generation, as we decode this ancient mystery that has defied all wise sages of all ages today. It is very important we now know the nature of this serpent. Note, serpent, that is more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord had made. What is the definition of subtle? Defined as cunning, clever, dexterous, from Latin word subtly. Fine, thin, delicate. What does it mean to be subtle? Thin, tenuous, or refuse as a fluid or an odor. Fine or delicate in meaning or intense, difficult to perceive or understand. This is Wikipedia. Obvious is defined as the natural opposite of subtle or subtle. It's obvious this serpent is highly skilled in detail, more than any beast of the field. What is the shape or nature of this serpent? More subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God has made. In the court of God to the serpent in Genesis 3:14, he separated that particular unique serpent from all other beasts of the field and called it by its original name and shape. Thou art caught above all cattle. Note again, not above, but above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. From the above statement of God, one can clearly see that the serpent that begat Eve, called the mother of all living by the Bible, was not a serpent snake per se, but a cattle beast per se, a unique species of cattle, not all cattle. Thou art caught above all cattle. What is a serpent? Definition in a dictionary is limbless reptile. It has always been so from the beginning of creation. Merriam-Webster dictionary defines it as creature that creeps, hisses, or stings. God said to the serpent, upon thy belly thou will go. Meaning, that unique cattle was originally a human look-alike, standing cattle until the curse of the Lord came upon it. What is a cattle? Four-footed animal of mammal species. Very important to note the curse of God. Upon thy belly shall thou go. Note, upon thy belly shall thou crawl. If the curse was for a literal serpent. But go, that made the one standing woman-like cattle mama to become a four-footed beast that goes on its belly. Exactly in the Darwinian missing link. Now, practicalize it. as I did with my 12-year-old daughter when that thing happened. I called out my 12-year-old daughter on 20th of September night of 2018 to demonstrate my verbal instruction to her to go upon your belly a distance. That was what I told her. Unaware of what was in my mind, she knelt down on her knee, placed her 2 pounds on the ground, and moved exactly as a cattle dog, as a 4-footed mama beast. And that was, I was struck at her demonstration. And asked her why she did not crawl on her belly. And she replied that it would have been wrong to practicalize my instruction by crawling because the instruction was for her to go on her belly, not crawl on her belly. Now, going back to the Bible, God above every beast of the field. What does one find in a field? Of course, grass. What are normal cattle supposed to eat? Of course, grass. God again separated this particular species of cattle he caught from other species of cattle in existence. God said, and thus shall thou eat all the days of your life. Meaning, this unique species of cattle will feed on dust all through its life. Very strange cause from God to the serpent beast cattle. What kind of dust should that be? And how can it be fed? How can it feed on? Note, dust. Now watch the Lord continue to address and cause the serpent cattle. Verse 15 of Genesis 7. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his head. Amazing. So there were seeds, enmity, and its synonym means hostility, animosity, and enmity. All indicated deep-seated dislike or ill will. Enmity, which derives from an Anglo-French word meaning enemy, suggested true hatred, either overt or concealed. Hostility implies strong, open enmity that shows itself in attack or aggression. That is Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Enmity between thee and woman, and between thy seed and her seed. Two separate seeds from two different sources that God put enmity between them. The seed of the serpent cat and the seed of Adam. And a tree to be desired to make one wise. I'm quoting the Bible. She took of the fruit thereof and did it, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did it. Genesis 3 verse 6. And now we go to verse 7. But then, what is the seed? The unit of a reproduction of a flowering plant, capable of developing into another such plant, a man's semen, any of a number of semen. That is Oxford Dictionary. Now, verse 7. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. Very amazing occurrence here. Every adult should view self as a reflection, as a reflective assessment of what really happened here at Bakati Peninsula, which I told you in the Biblical Garden of Eden. There is no apple in the world, or fruit, or food, or even drink that you will take, and your eyes will be open to the extent that your youthful innocence diminishes into a state of sudden consciousness of your nakedness, of your developed social organs, except having sex. Think of the very first time you had sex in your life. If it happens at very young age, you suddenly become conscious of your nakedness or heightened to uncaring attitude of exposing of your body as those who excuse it immediately you take sex. Your eyes actually opens up. So the apple that Eve ate from the cattle serpent and gave to Adam was not a literary apple fruit. The then standing man like cattle called the serpent had sex with Eve first, took in the seed of the cattle beast serpent, and afterwards had sex with her husband Adam, and took in again with the seed of Adam. Two different semences in one woman from two different sources of a standing mankind, man-like cattle serpent. Now, Satan incarnated the cattle to have sex with Eve, the mother of all living. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his head. It's actually the main origin of the generational mutual combat and enmity that lies side by side in the world today, that produces the beast system that runs throughout the book of Revelation that ends in the Bible. What was the result of this sexual intercourse in which Eve had a double ration? Mind you, Eve was called the mother of all living by Adam. The result of the intercourse laid out in Genesis chapter 4, where Eve gave birth to Cain first, then Abel, in an almost twin-like. Today, medical science has proven that a woman can make love to two different men within the same period and deliver their separate children between intervals, exactly as happened in Eden. Today, hospitals in the United Kingdom have created three-parent babies. That generational enmity in the court God pronounced between the seed of Adam and the seed of the cattle serpent was the reason why Cain killed his brother Abel. They were the same mother, but not the same father. Which is why after Cain killed Abel, Adam genealogy did not continue with Cain after the death of Abel, as recorded in Genesis chapter 5. The descendants of Adam. This is the book of the generation of Adam in the day that God created man in the likeness of God, made him, male and female, created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam, and called their name Adam in the day when they were created. And Adam lived 130 years, now note, and begat a son in his own likeness after his image, and called his name Seth. Now, here is the end of the matter. I'm still coming very on. This particular thing, Esau and Jacob. Okay, now, end of the matter as it was stated. Cain was not in the image of Adam and was never Adam's son. Adam did not accept him. Now, back to the dot. This unique cause, cattle we eat. And thus shall thou eat all the days of thy life. That is the cause of God. To find out the answer to the dot food, that happened, this unique cattle from the other species of cattle that feed on grass, we go back to the cause of God upon the man, Adam, who allowed his wife to make him disobey God. Now, look at what God said to Adam. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I command thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall he bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread till thou return unto the ground, for out of it was thou taken. Now note, for thus shall thou return. Let me round up with it. Unto thus shall thou return. And Adam called his wife named Eve, because she was the mother of all living. This clearly tells us the dot, this unique cattle we feed on. We feed on the dot of human life of Adam and his descendants. As we move on to identify it in the present day substance of this ancient scenario, it is important to bear in mind that it is not a whole world simultaneous occurrence, but a play out in a corner of a particular corner or country of nation from where it reflects on the whole world. And this is exactly playing out in the country of the Garden of Eden, the Bakati Peninsula in Nigeria, in West Africa, from where it will reflect on the whole world, as we find our ancestors on the Nigerian family tree of ancestry. And the easiest way to do this is through the culture of the different people of the country, which begets another question. What is culture? The sum of attitude, custom, and belief that distinguishes one group of people from another. Culture is transmitted through language, material objects, ritual institutions, and art from one generation to the next. Hartman defined culture as a system of learned behaviors by a group of people that are considered to be the tradition of their people and that pass on from one generation to the other. This we will apply in revisiting the tripod stand-up pledge of the early Nigerian nation, expressed in the predominant tribes of Igbo, Cow Fulani, so to say, and Yoruba nation, bearing bearing the two dominant issues of serpent and cattle in mind. The serpent represents evil in the culture and belief of the old eastern Nigeria of present-day Southeast and most of the southern states today that were in the eastern region, rivers, Bayelsa, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, and others like Delta. The serpent is the greatest symbol of the people of this area in their culture and methodology. On cattle, they do not cultivate the nomadic cattle, but a different species of cattle you tie in a place like goats and feed same way. It has never been a large-scale issue and very different species in every material difference, both in appearance and phenotype, being cultivated by the main dominant tribe in Nigeria in cattle rearing. When you talk of cattle in Nigeria, even a year-old child in Nigeria will refer you to the Fulani herdsmen, which brings us to the cultural belief of the Fulani as regards to cattle from one of their own, one of the most erudite and most educated and traveled and cosmopolitan Fulani that ever lived in Nigeria and only died in 2017 at the old age, at an old age. A former Nigerian permanent representative to the United Nations, born on October 1st, 1929, died in July 3rd, 2007 in a Cairo hospital at the age of 87. He became member of parliament at 24 and the minister at the age of 59. He had a view of this acclaimed orator on the cultural affinity that existed between the Fulani and the cattle when he was admonishing Nigerian leaders to imbibe the philosophy of the Fulani herdsmen. His words. Let me tell you. Let me tell you okay, let me read up. This is what my Tama said. He said, he is always in front, talking about the philosophy of the Fulani herdsmen. He's always in front of his head and not behind them because he leads them, not drive them. He carries the stick not to beat, but to guide and defend them with it. When they come to cross the road, he crosses last to make sure each one crosses safely. When they come to a pond, they drink the water fed before him. No matter how hungry he is, he will not eat from the guard he always carries until he is sure every member of his hand is satisfied. He knows the name of each member of his head and calls and dialogue with them individually or collectively. In time of danger, he has a distinct signal to tell them to disperse and where to assemble. A Fulani man will never eat meat from a member of his herd, shall never eat cow meat at all because of the unwritten covenant between them. That is why the cow trusts its owner and obeys him. And that is why leaders are admonished to adopt the philosophy of the Fulani herdsmen in leading their people. You see, that was a lot of literal published yesterday. Are you always struck by the statement on written covenant? So there was a covenant. Okay, did you remember God's covenant with Abraham? So the Fulani cattle can talk and hold conversation. This same late my time actually before he died, once claimed that God gave leadership to the Fulani. The Northerners are endured by God with leadership quality. The Yoruba man knows how to earn a living and has diplomatic quality. The Igbo is gifted in trade, commerce, and technology, innovation. God so created us equally with purpose and different gifts. I hope the ancient origin imbibed by the present day Fulani race that gave them right to the born to rule mentality of the chief of the Chokoto Caliphate and our power mentality can be seen in the export on what happened in Eden. Mark my time affiliate Fulani cultural affinity with the export on Eden, and you will see the real face of the man that owned the cloth in Eden, that is the father of Cain. What am I saying? Scratch off the first facial skin of the Fulani cattle, and you will be astonished to see a human-like face, the face of the man-like one standing cattle beast that become a cattle on all fours. And that is the Darwin teaching leg. That is the origin of what you are saying. The Fulani, they are the Dow that Charles Darwin's meeting leg. And I'll give you thanks. I don't know why you don't have time. There's a lot of things I want to show you. What is the we take it. But let me tell you one thing. You see, let me tell you, because this jihad, as I have always said it, it is triggered by the Americans. Maybe in the next sequence we have to enter there. Biafra, the Americans, the Biafrans in America are the ones that will bring Biafra. I've always said it. That was the deduction I made before IPOB leaders started to organize the town hall meeting and all that and all that. That is not, let me tell you one thing. We are going to, they to take the American president to court. They are the ones that engineered this jihad. It started with Obama on the speech of John Kerry in Sokoto. I've already told you there's no time to decode it. They are the people that did this thing. And I told you, climate change is coming. They want to wipe out, take over Africa and transfer Africa to Europe. That is what is happening. All these things, I will give you even the tip. The latest American alert is the call for signal. They are going to carry off their jihad any moment from now. When they finish killing the Igbo, they will nullify Buhari's victory, give it to Atiku, and tell the Igbos come back. So they should take President Trump to court. They should take President Trump to court because American government. This is how it was. What Obama, what I'm happy what Obama realized the danger that Nigeria is facing today. That's the way the American government operates. Barack Obama ordered the jihad, but it is under the tutelage of the American, the procedure, they follow their procedure. You cannot change their procedure. No matter whoever is there, we carry out the same thing. If you don't do according to how their system is programmed, there will be an insurrection against you. The TIA will assassinate you. That is what they tried to do to President Trump. So they took the American president to court that they were the people who started the jihad in Nigeria. If not, the Igbos will not escape this. You understand me? And let me tell you, yeah, that is, yeah,
the lies and the truth, the pains and the gains, holding your leaders accountable for their actions and inactions on People's Parliament. Join millions of our people worldwide live tonight on BVI Channel 1 as we bring you People's Parliament, where we sit face to face with our leaders in different capacity, asking them probing questions for their actions and inactions.
Back again. I'm very sorry about I discovered that most of the last things we talked about you didn't come through, but I'm going to quickly summarize it right now. We are talking about the Ruga settlement and the boycott of Fulani cows. Some of what I just said that I believe may not come true because of the audio. Please, we are talking about boycott of Fulani cows and what we must do to boycott Fulani cows. And be right back here on the conversational level to deal with this. First, I must apologize for all the mix-up there, but you must understand that we must, as a matter of importance, we must boycott Fulani cows. And we are going to engage you on a conversational level on Monday, 15th of July 2015, 5 p.m. Biafran time. And Dr. Douglas, who made a comment, that is the only one I commented on, which I believe you did not hear it true, is that Fulani cow, we pray that God will give us Biafra so that we'll now come back home and start developing our homeland. No, we are not going to wait until we have political freedom before we start developing our homeland. We are Biafrans. Biafrans are occupying Biafran land. All we need to do is to start developing Biafra today. We need to start developing Biafra now, not tomorrow. We need to start investing in our homeland. We need to start developing economic freedom, is what we're talking about right now. And sustaining our norms and values. These Fulani cows, we have what it takes to have our Igbo cows back again in the market. We are consuming a whole lot, running into billions every weekend. Every weekend we kill cows for traditional marriage, wedding, and burial, running into billions of naira, if it is not up to billions of dollars every weekend. So we must, it's a matter of must, boycott Fulani cows to stop fueling this encroachment. Oh yes, we should go in and look into our native livestock. I said I'm going to village to get documented evidence to show you that we have deviated far away from what we normally have. Every family having livestock, pen, the rest of them. So that is what we are talking about. And we must, it's a must, revive those things. That is our heritage, that is our identity. And that is how we have been sustainable during even our grandparents, even our parents. But now, young people are not interested in all that. We must find a way to go back to all those things so that we will survive this encroachment. That is what we're talking about, and that is how I'm ending up on this program. It has run beyond my expectation, but I have to do this. I have to come back again to, because I noticed that the audio is not coming out, and I have to bring this message back to you because it is very important. Those of you who have not subscribed, subscribe. Those of you who have joined us for the first time, we appreciate you. Share this video. Continue joining us on our programs, our documented content. Please make sure you watch that documentary that we just published, The Shame Breakers in Igbo Land. That is an eye-opener. Share it after watching, because that is exactly what we are saying. We must develop our homeland. We don't need federal government, United Nations to develop our homeland. What is left is our political freedom to recognize that we are free people as Biafrans. But currently, we are already Biafran people in Biafran land. So we need to start developing our homeland now, not when Biafra comes. Thank you for watching. That is how I'll wrap it up. Goodbye, and God bless you.
The lies and the truth, the pains and the gains, holding your leaders accountable for their actions and inactions on People's Parliament. Join millions of our people worldwide live tonight on BVI Channel 1 as we bring you People's Parliament, where we see